You are listening to the 2.5 Weebs podcast, a show where two veteran anime fans drag a newbie down the rabbit hole of waifus, isekai, and fan service, as well as the happenings in the gaming world. The show is recorded every Sunday live on the Mixer channels of Comfimus and Mr. Vengeance. Enjoy.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of 2.5 Weebs. Hello, Comfy. Hi, Copper. How are you guys?
Hello. Good.
Hello.
Good. Guys been doing anything fun this week? No? Maybe?
Diablo.
Yes,
Work.
Diablo has been fun. I have been playing some Diablo with
I mean, it is
a couple buds.
Christmas week as well,
Good
so I mean,
time.
there's you know,
Yeah, Christmas
people have been doing
is...
stuff for that.
Yeah, how was your
I
guys?
have watched all of The Witcher.
I have not even started
The
The Witcher.
The Mandalorian, finished that off.
I did finish The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian did finish.
Holy shit, The Mandalorian was super good. Did we still want to do the like Star Wars spoiler shit later?
Yes.
The movie? All right. Spoiler warning at the end
Actually,
of the show.
no, I can't. I can't. The girlfriend hasn't seen it yet, and she can hear me from where I'm sitting. We're
Got it.
going today.
All right, so we're
to
delayed.
to have
We're
her see it.
delaying the
Okay.
Star Wars Rise of
Well, then we
Skywalker
can also
spoilers
talk about The
till next week.
Mandalorian without feeling
We can
like
talk
that.
about the
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
we can
talk
do
about
both.
Yeah, that same time, which would be nice.
So, are we even going to watch an anime next week, or are we just going to do the Star Wars podcast?
Well, still watch anime.
I
wouldn't watch anime.
was kidding. I was making a joke. What if
Were you?
we watch Star Wars Clone Wars the cartoon, because that's kind
I
of
was
anime.
just gonna say that's an anime.
That's kind of anime. Can we just do that?
Yeah, but the first 3 episodes of that aren't the first 3 episodes of that. If you want to watch it in
The
like
first 3 episodes
chronological order.
are not great.
Yeah. Plus, if you're looking for the chronological order, which makes more sense to watch something.
Are we
in,
talking about the? I'm not talking. I was talking about the actual cartoon, not the like computer generated one.
Technically, they're both computer generated.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. All right, Comfy. I swear. One has a cartoon style, and one has a not cartoon style.
You're
mean-
talking about the 2D one.
Yes, that one would be. We could possibly talk about that for the anime show, but probably
I
won't
mean-
do that.
But then we'll have so many Avatar: The Last Airbender fans telling us that it's not an anime.
That's true. That is true. Should we?
It isn't technically an anime.
We'll cover it anyway, just to piss off people. It'll be great. I agree, I approve of that
and
message.
the first Avatar is better than the second one.
I don't know. I
What,
like the
like-
live action movie.
Fun fact:
Is that the one with the blue people?
they're redoing
Yes.
that.
Oh no.
Well, so they're not redoing it. Netflix owns the rights
Yeah.
to a live action series,
Mhm.
and the original writer is on board with it,
Got it.
Yes.
as opposed to because immediately what everyone thinks when they're doing live action is going to be terrible. Why would they do this? This is the worst idea ever.
Mm-hmm.
And when M. Night Shyamalan was in charge, yeah, that was the problem. But this is like the original guy who wrote it and stuff who's taking
Yep.
the helm. So it's a
Got it.
little more optimistic, I guess.
Cool.
Did anything else happen this week? No games came out because nobody
No, because
cared.
it was Christmas. That's why
Yeah.
nothing was going on.
Things
for, like, anything.
come out like a month
um,
before Christmas to allow parents to buy them for their spoiled children. That was.
Yeah, the only
I was
big
very
thing
bah
was,
humbug this year, and that's okay. So just
Like,
is what it is.
the biggest thing is really
Yeah, it sounds great.
Mandalorian ending. That was the big thing.
Yeah,
Like, nothing
that's-
else
Yeah.
really mattered this week.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was very good though. Holy shit, it was good.
Hmm.
So yeah, welcome to the anime podcast. At some point, we'll actually discuss the fact that we watched the first 4 episodes of Isekai Quartet, and I'm just gonna say this was a waste of my time. I didn't enjoy anything about this show. Like,
No,
my
I
God,
didn't like this. I'll start with that as well. I do not like this show.
It's not.
it. So it starts with. Okay, so it basically takes Overlord, Konosuba,
Konosuba. Yeah.
Konosuba, Tanya from,
ReZero.
and ReZero. Like they're different isekais, and you get to see this thing where all of the groups from that isekai get re-isekai'd back to Japan. The original isekai people are like, hey, I'm back here. What the fuck? What is going on? And then, like, they get shoved into a classroom, and they're supposed to have a school
life.
school life, and it's just what?
It's terrible because they turn all of the characters up to 11 where they're already mostly annoying.
Yep.
Yeah, where they're already super.
Had either of you
exaggerated
guys seen this, or was this an experience
characters.
for everybody?
I had already watched the first 3 episodes and I had already stopped.
Okay, so this was an experience. This was so it started off with the fact I don't like the art style in this, nor the animation. The animation is very choppy.
It's supposed to be like a webtoon.
I get it.
Like,
but I've
that's
also
not in
seen.
defense. That's saying for people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know what they're trying to go for. So it's a very much a webtoon thing, but I've also seen shorts like these that are all supposed to be like the webtoons that release for like different things that are in the GB style but are still smooth. This looks like they threw the least amount of money at it they possibly could.
It seems like they just got everybody to sign on it, and they were so preoccupied on whether or not they could get a bunch of people to sign on to do it that they never thought about the actual story that they would make.
Yeah.
And I guess with these characters, that kind of because
Discord's
it's a
being
lot of
butts.
It's just my internet. I'm gonna try to fix this.
Uh-oh. We lost Comfy entirely.
Am I back?
Oh,
for
I
now?
can hear you. Yep.
Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. It'll be fine. We use Discord to record it. Usually it's fine. But Comfy's been on his home Wi-Fi for the last couple of times, so it's been a little bit janky. So sorry about that. Should be, hopefully.
Yeah, the Comfy's going to be
soon.
hardwiring himself soon. So
yeah.
Hopefully this week. We'll figure it out.
So hopefully next week everything will be fine, and it'll be great. Because, like I said, normally there's very few issues. So
yeah, just my internet has been not good.
It's okay.
So, like, one of the things with a lot of these shows is a lot of the shows are written by put the characters in the room and see how they interact.
Yeah.
And that works when you don't have this large of a cast of weird and unique characters.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's just a little much.
That premise has been used in TV shows and movies and stuff before. It's not a bad premise, putting, characters in a room and then, like, basically making them forced to interact with each other and see what happens.
Well, the greatest movie of all time, Clue, is literally just people in rooms.
Okay, the greatest movie of all time, what?
Clue.
Clue? Oh,
so
okay.
Clue, like the board game, is a good example. The Breakfast Club is probably a better known example.
Yeah.
So that premise does work, and it does create, film that is widely well received and well loved. But it has to be done well, and in both of those instances, it has a limited cast for a reason. Like, and everybody isn't turned well, they're not really turned up in Breakfast Club. In Breakfast Club, they're very much tropes, but in Clue, it's very much characters still. Like, we're dealing with characters of people, like we are at Isekai Quartet, but there's not as many of them, and some of them weren't inherently annoying to begin with. When they rack that up, like turning up Aqua higher than she is currently is an awful idea that no one should do.
Please no. God, she's already unbearable.
I also feel like she's the only one from Konosuba that got turned up.
It seems like it. Like, Darkness really didn't. She's still kind of herself.
The characters are usually just so extra anyways.
Yeah. Like, there's also so little that happens in these episodes. Just a lot of nonsensical bickering. It doesn't drive any sort of story. So we had in 4 episodes, granted, each episode is like, 15 minutes? 10, 15 minutes? They're very short.
About 10 minutes.
Yeah,
10 minutes.
The whole show is 12 minutes long, but that includes start and the...
Right. So...
opening and the closing,
credits.
which is for like 3 minutes each.
And
For
it
2 minutes
seriously felt like 50% of it was nonsensical bickering that didn't push any sort of story forward.
Hey, can I?
Yep.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I watched 2 additional episodes to see if there would be any semblance of any plot line happening.
Has it happened?
No.
Okay, so
There's no there's no greater goal. There's no we need they drop in, they're like, oh wow, we need to figure out what's going on, and then almost immediately abandon that plot line, and they're like, okay, well, I guess we're just here. Let's deal with it.
Yeah.
well,
It's
because
like,
they figured out that they're supposed to live the school experience. They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
I guess.
But the thing
And
is,
then-
in each one of their actual shows, barring Konosuba, they're constantly trying to figure out why they're in that realm. They accept that they're in the realm, but they're trying to figure out why they're there and how they can get back home.
Not to mention the first thing they do, logically speaking, like, what's his face from Konosuba realizes that, you know, one of these guys is basically wearing the same type of stuff that he would wear, like,
Right.
Because they pointed out to him, like, he's wearing a jumpsuit just like you were.
And then
And
it
he
takes
doesn't-
3 episodes for them to interact.
Like, and
Yeah.
he doesn't instantly question, and then they introduce each other, and they don't instantly question, like, "Hey, are you from Japan? Because you're wearing a tracksuit like I used to wear, and your name is fucking Japanese."
Yeah.
Like,
Also,
these characters aren't dumb. That's the thing, right?
yeah. I don't know. There's also the thing where both
They're
of
all
the
really, really smart. That's
yeah.
but
So it's like they ignored parts of these characters' traits just to kind of shoehorn them into the situation.
This
It's,
seems like it
yeah.
was a thing where they're like, hey, everybody loves these shows. Let's throw all of these shows together into another show that they will probably watch.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's just as a moneymaker. Exactly. Poppin'. Yeah, exactly. Cherry Poppins.
the
This
thing is too.
purely a fan service show. There's no intention for a story. This is just a moneymaker. Yeah, yeah.
The thing is,
probably
I don't
correct.
think this concept doesn't have merit. I think that its execution is just so poor. I never want to see it again.
Yeah, and I get this supposed to be a fan service thing, but I can't see fans enjoying this because of the way it's handled.
Yeah. It's not good.
People I've been told liked it once they added other characters,
Okay.
and I was hoping to get there and maybe be like, oh, look, there is some merit to this, but I didn't.
They didn't.
I made a
Yeah.
solid effort. I went on my journey. I watched more than I was supposed to. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely a non-recommend. Like, this is not,
Yeah.
even if you're
don't-
fans of all these shows, because I like these shows, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can't
avoid
recommend
these.
anybody watching this if you like those characters, because you're gonna get upset of how they treated the characters because they leave stuff of the characters out.
Well, I just want to go out on a limb because ReZero is a show.
It is a
I
show.
don't particularly like Subaru. I also don't particularly hate him.
Yeah.
God damn, do I hate the version of him in Isekai Quartet.
In Subaru, I don't like. I mean, yeah. None of,
He's not a character I really like. I kind of dealt with him while watching ReZero instead of rooting for him.
Yeah, you weren't rooting for him. You're like, he's here because he has to be here, but I wish he wasn't.
Yeah, because it's the overarching story of that series is what I like. But so I hate him. But goddamn, the version of him in Isekai Quartet is so bad. It's just so annoying. So there we go. I think we've done a very good job of reviewing Isekai Quartet.
Yeah,
Also-
there's not much to say if anybody's wondering. Like, the episodes are so short for this
yeah.
that we watched 4 of them just so we'd have 40 minutes to talk about, and yeah,
It happens.
what can you do?
Yeah.
It happens. Not every show we watch is good, which is something I think anybody who's been listening to us for a length of time is aware of, that we have come across some interesting shows that sometimes are highly recommended, but are really, really not great.
Hey, remember when people were excited for a second season of Fairy Gone?
Oh my god, why?
Wait, who
Why?
was?
People were excited for that. I'm surprised it got a second
Man.
season, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
And I'm still
Understandable.
upset because that show had potential. like really good potential. Like the animation normally is really decent in that show.
How does that show get another season, but we still don't have part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure confirmed? Please discuss.
Okay, I'm happy we don't have part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure confirmed. Thank you very much, but that is me because I'm not a fan of that show. But yeah, I don't. Looking at these two shows, knowing how popular JoJo's is, despite my own feelings about it, I don't know why it's not confirmed. Like, that seems like a slam dunk. Of course you're making another season. It's kind of like One Punch Man. Of course you're making another season. Why would you not?
Yeah.
But as me and Comfy know, and anybody who watches a lot of anime know, I think even Dale realizes this now, that there's no guarantee an anime, even if it's like beloved by everybody, is going to get another season, and which is a weird concept.
Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so like part of the reason that anime is not always getting another season is because in the US and Japan are very, very different in the ways that they develop for TV. So
Yes.
in the US, a lot of the time it goes a prompt or written script or a book, and then that gets transferred into a TV series or a movie. And then that goes to slowly abandon the book and become the TV series is where all the merch is. The TV series is where you make all of your money off of. Comic books are great. Comic books make a lot of money. Comic books make nowhere near as much as the Avengers make as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they transfer to that. But in Japan, the way that it works is you have these people making light novels and mangas, and then they evaluate those, and they get signed off, and they go to make a TV series and an anime. And the anime's sole job is to sell more of the light novel and the manga.
Yeah.
The entire goal.
Yeah.
So, and this was a couple of years ago. There was a great, incredible sports anime about girls beating each other up with their boobs and their butts. Called Keijo. It was.
Yeah, I remember you talking
hilarious.
about
It's
this,
fun.
and I'm glad that we didn't watch it.
The manga and light novel sales in Japan were abysmal. So they decided to make an anime to try to fix that. The anime blew up and became one of the most popular shows of like the entire year. And they didn't get a second season because the sales of the manga and the light novels didn't go up. So it's like ratings don't mean anything.
Yeah, they literally don't care. It's very, very, very strange. Like, it's not like when in Western cultures, like in TV and media and stuff like that, when something gets an adaptation made, it's to make money on its own, right? Like, look at The Witcher, right? Just came out, super popular, unless you're a critic. Critics hate this thing, apparently. It's got like a 53 rating from critics, and like a 92 rating approval from actual people who watched the show. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. But the purpose there is the show to stand on its own and make money, right? Which is not the purpose here. So it's it leads to strange things happening where things are popular but don't keep getting made, even though it can make merchandise sales and do make merchandise sales on its own. It's a very strange system coming from our perspective, but I guess it works there. Except that I know anime fans, even in Japan, still get upset about that when they like love a show, but they cancel the show and they're like, "We're not making another season because this other thing didn't get affected by it." It's like, but you can make money off the show. So,
and that is that's a thing that's actually just happening more and more often with anime. Is they're starting to look at not the bottom line of how much manga are we selling, because that kind of era is gone. Yeah.
Which
and so
I'm not sad about.
Oh, of course not. I mean, well, that era led to, hey, you have 3 weekly things that are happening forever and they're never going to stop. And that's how we got Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. Because Shonen Jump made them weekly and people kept buying them. And they just said, all right, writers never stop. We're going to do this forever.
Yeah. The funny thing, like I mentioned the Witcher thing with the critics, the hilarious thing I came across was that one critic of the show who said the show was awful, like complete trash,
One.
skipped ahead to episode 5 without watching the other 4, watched one episode and said this show is stupid.
No, they said this show is confusing.
Yeah, it's like
The plot holes don't make any sense.
It's like you skipped half the season to start in the middle of the season and are confused.
Now, I want to be very, very clear. This isn't a spoiler for anybody. But the first 4 episodes of The Witcher feature split timelines.
Yes.
And they don't tell you that.
No,
and the 4th episode kind of like shows you, it's like, okay, this is where everything is in relative terms of each other.
Yeah.
So like the timeline where Geralt is versus the timeline where Ciri is versus the timeline where Yennefer is.
Yeah, because they're showing different things along. But
so
if you're paying attention, you figure this out way sooner. Like it is obvious if you're actually watching and paying attention to the show.
And especially for people who are already fans of The Witcher, like one of the first scenes in the series shows Ciri, and then one of the next scenes shows the Butcher of Blaviken scene, which, if you're a fan of The Witcher, you probably know that the Butcher of Blaviken happens
in the timeline
before Ciri's parents even get married.
Yeah, so there's things like that, right? It's just very annoying watching some critics judge stuff, and it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Why are you doing this?
I definitely have some issues with the show. It's not perfect, but it's a very fun show, and you can tell that they really cared.
Yeah, and as Dale said, there's never an imperfect adaptation.
Nothing is ever perfect.
You can't please everyone.
It just can't.
Everything can't be made perfectly because there's different visions for things. There's budget constraints, filming constraints. There's a whole ton of things they have to go through. So,
but
however,
on the bright side,
I hope that this is the start of us getting some good adaptations of other properties.
Yeah,
because of how well this one's done.
Did you hear what the writer of The Witcher said about Henry Cavill as Geralt?
That he's the definitive Geralt. Yeah,
he is the definitive as what's his name? Aragorn.
Yes.
Why can't I think of his name right now?
I can't think of his name either. But yeah, it basically came out and said, "This is Geralt," which is great. So yeah.
Which is awesome, especially considering the writer is a notorious dickhead.
Yes, he is.
So
wait, Copper?
He really, really is. No, this guy is a real giant ass.
The long story short,
very money hungry.
Long story short, dude had the first 3 Witcher books, I believe, that were pretty popular in
Poland.
Poland.
They were only popular in Poland.
Yes.
They hadn't been sold anywhere else. That's how, like, people looked at it and went, "Nah, not going to sell this here."
Yeah, because they're very Polish as well.
Yeah.
Let's be real. CD Projekt Red came up to him, "Hey, we're a game studio. We think that your books are awesome. We love them. We think that they have a really cool world. We want to make a video game based on Geralt." And he's like, he's like, "Pay me this much money." And they're like, "Okay, hey, do you want us to also give you a percentage of it so that if this takes off and this does really well, you'll get a percentage for, we'll pay you that on top?" And he's like, "No, I just want a bigger cut."
So the offer was, you can take this much money and get, it was like 20% of all profits the games make going forward in the future. Or you can get this much money, which is about 2.5 times more, and we just purchased the rights from you. You don't get anything else in the future.
It was equivalent to $40,000.
And we get, and we get all the rights to all the books, short stories, and we can make as many games of in that world and whatnot. We own all the rights for the games, merchandising and stuff based on the games. And he's like, "Sure, give me that, because you're never going to make a successful game and it's never going to make money, because I could make it successful outside of Poland, so you're going to fail."
And I want to point out, he said that to their faces.
Yes.
He said he said to CD Projekt Red, "You will not make money off of this," because and he also said video games are like a dead medium and a dying platform.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This isn't a quote from CD Projekt Red. These these statements come directly from him when talking to a reporter about him selling the rights and being mad about it.
And by the way, I want to point out that the first Witcher game came out in 2007. The fall of video games, with the year immediately after the 360 and the PS3 came out, when Halo 3 was destroying everything. The fall of video games. Oh yeah, so then basically after he was a dick about stuff, Witcher took off kind of crazy.
Massively. Yeah.
Got a huge cult following and eventually became one of the most popular series with Witcher 3. He got really, really mad because he felt cheated because they didn't tell him that video games weren't a dying platform and made a lot of money. So he tried to sue them to get a percentage of
yeah, because there is a law, there's a law in Poland, and this is a very good law, that prevents a company or an individual from purchasing rights from someone knowing that they're undercutting them on the value. So if I was to buy something from you, I'd have to pay you proper value for that thing, or give you a percentage of everything that thing is going to make based on what I do with it. So that law didn't exist when he signed the contract with CD Projekt Red.
Well, even then, the dispute of the original contract was, we can offer you this, we can offer you percentage, we can offer you this, and he said, no, I want this lump sum.
Yeah, it's why he lost. It's basically because he admitted to saying multiple times in public, I didn't ask for a percentage because I told them they weren't going to make anything. So he had no leg to stand on, but he still sued them anyways, which is hilarious.
What's even better is CD Projekt Red has like extended olive branches and been like, hey, do you want to renegotiate stuff? And they offered to renegotiate before he sued them. Like when he started making public statements, they're like, well, we can give you this much of a percentage from things, which is insane for a company to offer somebody. But he turned them down because it was less than what he wanted. Yeah. He's just, it's really sad when
now he has since made up with CD Projekt Red since The Witcher came out on Netflix. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the only reason he did so is because he made a few $1 million off of Netflix.
And I'm pretty sure he's trying to save face right now because of CD Projekt Red, his platform or his world has become one of the most popular in the world. Yeah. Like just so he's like kind of like trying to clean up his appearances because he spent the last like 10 years shitting all over
bad-mouthing these guys. Yeah, it's oof.
So
yeah. So why did we ramble on about The Witcher for?
It's just because of
I forgot how we transitioned here.
We just had going to our Witcher.
Oh. I don't understand. Sometimes we get completely lost.
You will.
It's kind of. Yep. Welcome to the Rambling Podcast.
The Ramblecast.
The Ramblecast. Yes, there you go. So yeah, none of us liked Isekai Quartet. We all thought it was bad, and I honestly just felt like a waste of my time.
It was pretty duty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was exactly what I felt watching these. Like, wow, I am not getting this time back.
Don't watch this, guys.
Could have been playing Diablo instead.
Avoid it. Could have been playing Diablo.
I could have been watching a show that I liked, like The Witcher.
I'm gonna start watching The Witcher with Kaylee tonight. Probably. She has wanted to watch it, and she actually did wait for me. So
it starts strong, dips a bit, and picks back up. I
promise. That sounds like The Mandalorian too.
I liked it all the way through, the whole way through.
I feel like the second and third episodes just weren't as interesting compared to the first episode.
Got it.
But like that's kind of how you need to develop a TV show, though. You kind of need to grab intrigue in the first episode.
Yeah,
and
it's the same with any
world and stuff.
It's the same as any medium, like movies, TV, books. They all have to have a strong hook, or you don't get people to continue.
Why the first episode always has boobs in it.
Yeah,
I like boobs.
There are.
Is that in the show? Cool.
There are boobs.
Nice.
There are, anybody who wants to watch The Witcher, be forewarned, there is a lot of nudity and adult content in this
So
thing.
many boobs. All right, Zod, you sold me on this show. It is very 18 plus.
Yeah, it is very 18 plus.
Right.
I'm surprised of how 18 plus it is on Netflix.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, really.
Well, you know what other...
Geralt's favorite quote in the show is just a fuck.
I thought it was,
Actually, it's Yaskier.
It's very much in line with Game of Thrones. Like that's
All
where it's
right.
at. It's
I don't like
For
people
Net-
comparing it directly to Game of Thrones.
no, I mean for
because-
like the nudity and stuff.
yeah, no, with nudity and cursing, it's online, but it feels more cartoony than Game of Thrones does.
It's just it's surprising that depth of it for Netflix, but I'm not mad about it. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of want them to boost more content in this vein, like more actual adult content would be great. Like that is not for kids,
Yes,
not for teenagers.
porn.
It's aimed at adults. Look, Rule 34 already exists for The Witcher. You don't need anybody else to make it.
Dude, I know. Where do you think eyebrows every Tuesday night?
Okay, Dale looks confused.
Is that like a nude mod?
So, okay, actually,
Yeah, it's
really
it is
quick-
literally in the first, like, here's something Shark discovered recently, playing The Witcher 1. The Witcher 1 has a minigame in it, well, quotations around that minigame, where you can go around and have special adventures with certain ladies and collect a romance card from them.
Is
Oh,
there
do you
there's a
use those to play
mini game
Gwent?
for it, huh? Okay, all right.
You don't, but they
All
are
right.
100% not work safe, which is something, or really stream safe, which is something Shark discovered while playing the game and getting the cards live on stream.
Yeah.
Fun fact, just in case you are worried, if it's a part of the game naturally, you're fine. If you're nude
Yes.
modding it in, it's not fine. That's
Yep.
the rule.
Correct. Yes.
Especially because Witcher 3 and 2 and 1 all have nudity in them.
Yes, they do.
So,
And they all have bathing Geralt.
all right. Welcome to the
So I
Witcher
don't
cast.
because I prefer Triss like a gentleman. Jennifer
No,
sucks.
Yennefer is good for Geralt,
All right.
but Triss is good for me.
So this week on the adventures of Thorfinn the Orphan, maybe.
Thorfinn the Mighty Morphin
Yes.
Orphan.
So we do have to talk about
yeah.
Thorfinn. We are coming to the end of things.
There's one more
I'm
episode
kinda
of Vinland
curious
Saga.
to go through
Maybe
and
two.
look at the manga and see what the difference is.
That'd
'Cause
be yeah.
I don't know, right? We know they changed it, but I don't know what the change is.
We don't know how it's going to end in the next
Right.
in the last episode, airing like 2 hours ago, 2.5
Yeah.
hours ago.
Yep.
So like this
and the
episode.
other thing we should take a cursory look at is the fact that because the show is coming to an end, we have to pick a new show to follow for
Yes.
the thing. So I have an anime list up for upcoming animes for
Can you just
this
DM me
new
that?
season.
Like, send me the website.
Yes, yeah, I can.
So that I can just browse it while we're going through here and try
Yeah,
to
it's-
some stuff.
I'll drop it. I'll drop it in the Weebs
That's a good
section
one.
here.
It's
It's just the my anime list. Some stuff isn't quite listed out yet. Like we know the show is coming, but there's no synopsis.
all right. Can there be
Hey,
a dark
Dale.
mode, please?
Dale
Isekai
B-
Quartet has a second season.
Please no.
It does. Dale will be super happy. There are not a lot of isekais.
Thank
It looks like.
fucking God.
Mm-hmm.
So there are fantasy shows, but not a lot of actual isekais. There is also a new Madoka Magica show coming.
There is a new
What in
Madoka
the
Magica
fuck
show.
is this show?
Is
What?
what show?
Overflow. What
Overflow. Hold on. Where are you at?
this image? It's got. It's like maybe halfway.
Down halfway. Hold on.
Maybe down halfway-ish.
What's it called? Overflow.
Overflow.
Oh, here we go. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, one of them is a guy.
Yeah, that
I mean,
changes
the
so many
opening quote
things.
for it is, "Brother, are we really taking a bath together?"
I'm in. We're sold.
What?
That's our show.
No. What now? Hold on. Are we really?
Okay, so this says
No.
the first quote for this, and Dale pointed this out. Remember, not me. So this is great. Brother, are we really taking a bath together? And so a forbidden bathing experience began. Me, my sister, and childhood friend, one man and two women, are sharing one bath. After involuntarily overflowing the sister's secret love come out, this is a young romantic comedy that won't let you say it's over.
Is it the toothbrush show? Wait.
That's
Uh,
a good.
No,
not-
the toothbrush show is Nisei Monogatari, and that show is amazing.
I don't. Man, I'm already dying inside from being scared as to what we're gonna watch next.
Look, remember, there's also the reviewers show I told you about last time, where it's, they have questions such as, which girl is the best girl? How good is something as fabric material? Which fetish is the sexiest? Like,
That sounds like my kind of show.
Can we
Let's
show
just
V
watch
the toothbrush
Nekopara.
show? I don't. Zod.
Okay, so
please
Necropar
no.
didn't have a listing of what it is, so that's why I haven't looked at that one yet.
Do you not know about Necopar?
I swear, I'm looking through these images for
Never go by the cover image, Dale.
animes, and I have to. I want to read. Like, what do you want from me? Come on.
Hey guys, we should start watching Haikyuu.
What's that? All right. Anyway,
Oh,
Vinland
anime.
Saga. We are. Jesus
Yeah, let's
Christ.
go to Vinland Saga, then come back.
One
to
of these
this.
days, we will actually maybe structure the show. I don't know.
Okay, I want to point out the last 4 months or so, we have been so well structured and on time and doing everything so well. And today
Have
we
we?
just fell apart.
Did
This is
you
our end of
listen
the
to
year
last week's
celebration.
episode?
So
What
there
is-
are a couple of shows like that'll talk
What is
about
that background? Is that
Aren't,
is that a washing
let me
machine?
see here. No, I think it's the girlfriend. Hold on.
Anywho,
Any hoozles.
yep. Yeah, we don't need to structure, obviously.
I didn't say that. It's not what I said. Don't twist the words in my mouth. I think we need a structure because we started reading about the forbidden bathing experience, all right?
I'm kidding for the most part, at least. So yeah, we'll get back to it once Copper gets back. That was very
Yeah.
annoying. Sounded almost like a washing machine or something, just tumbling, and there's like a, I don't know, something smacking.
So my on Christmas night, it rained really, really hard.
Did it rain men?
And
Hallelujah.
which is I love the rain, but it rained so hard that my part of my house, the structure kind of started falling apart.
That's not good.
So like the room that my sister lives in, it currently has all the carpets like pulled up and half the wall removed.
Oof.
So I have a lot of power tools going on right now. It's a good time. Let's continue talking about Thorfinn, the Mighty Morphin Orphan.
Yeah.
All right, so how does this episode start? I remember he ends up in jail.
Yeah. Okay. No, the episode starts where you have Thorfinn wandering around town.
Yes.
He's like limping, and then he falls over into a snowbank. And then he sees somebody who he kind of thinks looks like Askeladd a little bit, and he goes up and runs at him and like is like, "Hey!" And then it ends up not being Askeladd. So, of course, because they touched him and inconvenienced this group of men, they try to attack Thorfinn, which is a bad idea. So he beats them all up and then gets thrown in jail. And then Leif Erikson walks in as a visitor and starts talking with him. Meanwhile, you have the whole the king is gathering Canute and a bunch of the other the elders, they call them, for a big feast. And he basically goes and talks about how they're going to he's going to give Thorkel is going to stay with Canute, and they're going to go to Mercia and rule there, yada, yada, yada. And then also, we're going to invade Ireland, but not until after we invade Wales. And that makes Askeladd kind of like, oh no, because that's where he's from.
Well, he also made a promise to the Welsh that they would sign a non-aggression pact if they
Yes.
helped protect Canute.
But that was,
and-
yeah, there's that too. But that was because of the fact that that Askeladd is Welsh. They were able to make that happen.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
so yeah,
Poor guy is not gonna get what he wants there.
right. And then I think it jumps back to Thorfinn talking with Leif Erikson, and Leif Erikson is trying to convince Thorfinn to come with him back home and then to Vinland together. And it seems like he's kind of convincing him, because at the end, like the whole scene the room gets brighter because it's a very dark dungeon. And then as Leif kind of seems to bring Thorfinn around, like the sun comes up and shines in the light, or the light in the room, and it gets brighter. And you kind of feel like Thorfinn might just kind of be like, yeah, okay. All right.
They might be over it finally.
Maybe.
Might go,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm being a dick.
maybe. It's possible.
Maybe I
And
should stop being emo.
Yeah.
Man, if only.
And
Was that it? Is that all that happened?
no. Then you also cut back to the room where they're having the feast, and Floki noticed as soon as they announced they were invading Wales that Askeladd gets like super fucking pale.
Mm.
And then Floki is discussing with the king that there's got to be some weakness to Askeladd in Wales. And he announces and shares with Thorkel that that's where his mother is buried and that he is from Wales and that he's Welsh.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it. Then the end, it's just Askeladd in his brain trying to like come up with a plan, and then it ends. So not a super eventful episode, but like there's a lot set up.
There wasn't a lot that happened because it's kind of like right next to the end.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious about what are they gonna like. They said they're wrapping this up so that if they don't get a second season, you're okay with where they leave. So how are they gonna do that? Like, there's so many little dangling threads that I don't want to see them rush through it. Like we've seen shows do that before. I think everybody has, even if they don't like anime, they've seen a TV show rush through something. So
I can't possibly think of any Game of Thrones related shows that would rush through their final Game of Thrones season, like the 8th season of Game of Thrones.
Like, and nobody enjoys that. So I'm hoping they don't do that here.
The 7th season wasn't good of Game of Thrones either. I didn't like the 7th one either.
Yeah, but 8 was like an entire like.
Yeah.
7 was when the person in the back on the guitar turns it up from a 1 to a 7. You're like, okay, we're not supposed to listen to you, but I guess it's okay for now as long as we get through it. And then they turned it up to 11 at the end.
Yeah.
Like,
and I've seen an anime, I enjoy all the way through, right until the end, like literally like the last third of the final episode where they just screw everything up in the show.
You guys ever seen the entire
do a
Dexter
180
series?
on things and it ruins the thing. So
have you heard about Akame ga Kill?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's a great show for the first 18 episodes, and then they caught up to the light novel, and they wrote their own ending.
Yeah.
They just like over the last like 5 episodes, they kill everyone and then just end the world.
Jesus.
It's like, I really, really liked the show too, which is so upsetting.
The last 5 minutes of Dexter isn't real. Yeah, that's another show. Like it was so great until literally
Dexter isn't real.
Literally the final episode is just what?
Like the last season, like the last couple seasons aren't great of Dexter. They're still.
I mean, I very much
not as good.
I still enjoyed it up till the final episode, and then I was like, "What?
Oh boy,
what?"
So
I'd be like if there was a season 9 of Scrubs.
Yeah, that's a good. Like, so we've all seen shows like this, right?
Yeah.
Wait, 1 second.
So
Pinky Elmira in the brain.
Like, I don't want to have them screw with this. Like, I hope they get a second season. And there's the other concern. Let's say they wrap this up in the way they want to, right? And it's not great. But then they get a second season. Right? Like, what do they do then? Like, if they've screwed it up so people aren't happy, like, do you retcon stuff? Like, how are they going to go about that?
That's a Blue Exorcist move right there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So
that's Blue Exorcist came out another show
a while ago. It's a relatively interesting show. The first season, the first half of it was good, and then the second half of it was really controversial because they hadn't written that part in the manga yet. So they just wrote their own second season. But the manga kept going, and it kept selling really well. So they decided to make a second season of it, but they just pretended the entire second half of the first season didn't happen.
Yeah, which is weird. Like, it's an odd thing to do. So I'm hoping
ending
that
of Blue Exorcist wasn't great. So
I've never seen Blue Exorcist.
I stopped watching it because of the second season. So I'm hoping we get something good here, but I have reservations considering of how much time they have left to wrap this up, and unless they do something neat where the last episode is like 40 minutes long, right?
But what if he just? Never mind. I'm not spoiling Mandalorian.
We're not talking about Mandalorian yet. We're gonna give people a week.
I'm not spoiling.
Next Sunday will be the Star Wars spoiler cast.
Yeah,
We said
because
that
have
last
the
week,
movie to talk about,
but apparently we've changed our mind, and that's fine. We can give it another
Well, I
week.
don't want to spoil it for the girlfriend
Right.
because we're literally going to see
Yeah.
tonight. Well, and she hasn't seen it, right? This will be
Right.
my second
No,
viewing of it
yeah,
'cause I went
I
myself.
understand.
So, yep.
Watching it the second time, you definitely notice some smaller details that make it a little more digestible.
Gotcha.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Next week because
It'll be a fun episode.
I'm hoping
I might
it's
be
something good.
I might be doing it from Phoenix because I need to drive out there to pick up all my stuff. So
Yes.
I was gonna try to get us a cake next week too.
And how are we supposed to share that?
You just get to watch me eat a delicious cake.
But can you get
We
your
better-
cake and also eat it?
It better be an ice cream cake.
Yo, ice
hey-
cream cake is delicious.
Ice cream cake is the worst mistake made by mankind.
What are you talking
Wow.
about?
Wow, you are a heretic and a heathen, sir.
We need a new podcast host. I can't even have a conversation with
All
Comfy
right.
anymore.
Well, first of all,
Zod, do
I
you
have
want to?
very sensitive teeth that get cold very fast, and second of all, I'm lactose intolerant.
Unexcusable.
You're mean.
I know. All right.
They make pills for that, Comfy.
Do you eat queso? I do not eat queso.
I feel like you've been called out for eating queso.
I don't
Okay,
eat
so-
I literally don't.
We have two things we have to decide on.
Yeah, we have to decide on what we're
One.
going to watch next week, and then
Yes, and
I-
look at shows that are coming out.
we don't
now,
have to
I
decide on anything yet, but we can discuss a few options.
I
Now,
brought up a couple.
hold on. Hold on. Have you guys both seen Agretsuko?
Yes.
Fuck.
I have not.
You have not? Okay.
I recommended it to you, and
You
I haven't
did.
watched
We
it
are
yet.
going to watch Agretsuko next week. Can we watch that?
Oh,
Because
really? I'm
No.
not going to give this a farewell review. Just a spoiler.
well,
I do not like this show.
Well, you're stupid and wrong.
There's a few reasons I don't like the show. I'll get into when we go over it. But yeah,
If
I would straight up
cover
not
it.
recommend the show to anybody.
Well, I think you're wrong because I like it a lot. And you're,
I know.
you're-
Guys, I want you to I want to read this summary really quickly
oh no.
of
Okay.
the TV series that's starting airing next season named Oda Cinnamon Nobunaga.
Oh no.
In the quote, one of a kind samurai general reincarnated as a canine comedy, end quote. Nobunaga perishes in Hanoji as in history and reincarnates in modern day Japan as a dog named Shinamon. Other Warring States era warlords such as Takeda Shingen eventually join him, also as dogs.
I'd like to point out that the visual for this, if you
It's
scroll
just a
down,
dog's butthole.
is literally in the dog's butt. Like it's an Akita, and you're looking up his ass.
He looks so angry.
No.
So,
Oh, I'm
I
sorry,
did-
I saw that. I just had to share it.
all right. So I pulled a couple out from the ones that are listed here that look to be more serious and more aimed at adults, so they might not annoy Dale. So we have here. I'll post the links to these ones so you guys can take a look at them.
Okay, so Overflow's on the list.
It is not.
Is
Once again, we will point
Ishizoku
out that for the
reviews?
probably doesn't fucking time, the suggestion I suggest is literally immediately overlooked, and we move on from it.
I
Not
said
even being
no.
sarcastic right now. Not exaggerating at all.
If you want to watch that as the show you watch, we'll watch it. I don't mind. I said, I'm just saying I don't like the show. I haven't seen the show. I don't like it. But I'll go over that with you. That's fine because I'm curious to see why you like that show versus other things we have watched that are better.
Okay. Understandable.
Yes,
I'm all
and
for
Comfy
it
just
'cause I
and Comfy
haven't
just
watched it yet.
yeah, and Comfy straight hasn't seen it. So
Okay.
he doesn't have an opinion on the show.
Yeah, don't.
I just thought we were settled and that was the show we were watching.
Yeah, I
so,
thought we decided on
and
it too.
Anybody who's wondering, the show is on Netflix.
Mhm.
So it's super easy if you want to follow along or watch it. Assuming you haven't, it's been out for a while now. To the point where they've actually had the second season go through. And I think a Christmas special.
Yeah, they're all
well.
on Netflix already.
Yeah.
There's many seasons that have not been ported over to English, and
No, not yet.
yeah, I believe
Not yet. It's an
so.
older show than what's been shown in America. It's
Right.
just they're just porting it over now because Netflix went through and started buying a bunch of animes, like the rights for distribution.
Yeah.
That's why they appear on Netflix as a Netflix original, even though they're not actually Netflix original shows. They're only available on Netflix though for like worldwide distribution nowadays.
Gotcha.
Anyway, I posted 3 shows there. So these look to be the more serious shows, topic wise at least. In the season, it looks like this season is a lot of comedy stuff and like sequels and really flowery like things that I'm very certain that we wouldn't enjoy, or are things like the reviewer show or Overflow, which I'm going to look at anyways. That I know Dale's not going to like.
Yeah.
And I also don't know how long they are, right? Because sometimes shows listed there are shorts, and we don't really want to follow a short through the season because it's only like 10 minutes episode each time. So
Yeah.
like Isekai Quartet, that would be a poor show to follow because it's only like, what, 8 minutes long, 9 minutes long after the title and stuff. So
Realistically, you're skipping the intro, the outro, and the next episode. You're getting 8 minutes of content.
Yeah, which is not really enough to warrant a review of something. It's like either you're going to like these 8 minutes or you're not. Like if you like the first one, you like the rest.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Dorohedro.
Is that, or we're working backwards? Okay.
Yeah,
Through the
we're going
links
backwards.
that you sent.
So this one looks to be interesting, since it's going to be set in like a kind of a gritty kind of a world.
Action, comedy, horror, fantasy, and seinen. What's seinen? Should I be scared of a seinen genre?
No. One Punch Man follows in that genre. So there's like things like Tokyo Ghoul,
Okay.
Hellsing. Like it's action, but kind of horror-ish and aimed at adults.
Gotcha.
The animation looks interesting.
Gotcha.
It does. Like, so the animation like looks like there's a preview you can.
The main
Up
character
there.
is very 3D CG.
Yeah, he is, but he's also stylized enough that it could be okay.
Literally, like
Like-
nobody else is. It's weird.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at images or just?
There is a
Uh,
preview up in the corner there. You can
Oh,
take
the
a look
little,
at.
the little. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it?
So it looks. It doesn't look bad. Like that's the thing. Like, but his head is. Here's the thing,
Giant
Comfy.
snake
Like looking at this
man
preview,
thing.
it's his head that's CG. Like some of the shots there are definitely it's his head. So this is weird. So this is a possibility. It might be okay.
Wow, fucking really sold it. This is a possibility. It might be okay. Holy shit.
Well, there's the thing. Anytime they mix CG into stuff,
Oh my lord.
it's
What?
rough.
What's oh my lord?
And remember, we don't want to commit to something because
it's
we
just-
don't know
it's just-
anything about these shows. Remember last time when we committed to the Fox show?
yeah.
Like, based on like not knowing anything about it, I'd wait till just a little more info is out. Because these things haven't,
I mean, we
actually started
we
yet.
don't have to make a decision yet. We still have
I know.
at least one
Yeah,
more
so
episode of Vinland. We might have 2 more episodes of Vinland.
I'm hoping we have 2.
We have one more episode. It's 24.
Yeah, it is. They have
It's the
confirmed
last
24. I'm just hoping that it's.
They're gonna have to wrap up a lot in like a
long.
half an hour. Maybe it'll be long. Yeah, it might be longer than normal.
I'm hoping for a long episode because they do that with shows sometimes. They
Right.
will give you a long episode. So, but yeah. So these are the 3 that are looking a little more, and anybody listening to that, I'm sorry for not like going through these with you, but we haven't really decided yet. And as I said, the upcoming season looks to be a lot of stuff that I know is not going to interest us long term. And there's a lot of sequels, so we'll have to figure something out.
I mean,
Yeah.
we could consider watching an old show episode by episode throughout the
We
week.
can.
I wouldn't hate that idea because there's probably a lot that you guys could be
Yeah,
like, yes,
there are
this is
some good older shows
absolutely
I don't think we've touched.
something that I would probably at least
Neon
tolerate.
Genesis
No.
Evangelion.
No,
Nope.
no,
Nope.
no. Eat a dick.
Dale's seen a little bit of that, so have I, and that is, in my opinion, one of the worst animes that you can actually go out and watch. It is the most overrated anime I know of.
I don't
very
know.
Overrated.
Have you seen My Hero Academia?
Yeah, and it's less overrated than Neon Genesis.
Yeah.
Neon Genesis
Okay.
Evangelion
Alright.
I do believe, like, I love My Hero, but
Do
it's still
you?
overrated. I do.
you?
I
Okay.
literally love that show,
All
but I
right.
still believe it is overrated. Like, you can still love something and agree that it is overrated by people.
Gotcha.
Neon Genesis, definitely way overrated. One of the it's very hard for shows or movies to live up to hype and the pedestal people put them on. One of the few is what's the name of that show?
I don't know.
It's a jazz anime. Come on, brain. God, I hate having
Corey
mental
in the
problems.
house.
No,
What?
we're not Zod.
God
Main
damn
character
it.
is Spike. I know Dale loves this show.
Oh, Bebop.
Oh, Bebop.
There you go. Thank you.
I wouldn't say I love the show. I liked it.
I'm equating to anything that Dale admits to liking as him loving.
That's not how it works. I like you. I don't love you.
Nobody
love-
loves him.
Nobody loves
That's not
me either.
true.
It's okay.
Yeah, same.
That is true. That's definitely true. I'm
Wow.
Now I'm
Okay. I
really
convinced
hurt.
a woman to marry me. Fuck
I
both
said
of you.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Jerks.
Look, I would hug you, but I know you don't like being touched.
Me?
Not you.
Oh, comfy. Got you.
I
Okay.
just want someone to
Understandable.
hold me and tell me it's all okay.
I will give you a
Comfy is
hug,
not
comfy.
Comfy is not a hugger.
I will forcibly hug you.
I'm
kidding.
not
I
a
wouldn't do that.
surprise hugger.
Not a surprise
That is-
hugger. Okay.
I think that's the line is if I don't see it coming, I'm not about it.
Understandable. That makes a lot of sense. You know?
Let's move one show down the line. Darwin's Game. It's Future Diary.
A future
What?
diary?
The dude downloads an app on his phone, starts playing a game, and it's like, yo, welcome to the battle royale, bitch. And then people try to kill him.
That sounds awful. Do you
It
also
sounds like something that's been made before
do
as
you
well.
also get to
Future
build?
Diary.
Do you also get
Yeah.
to build? Can you crank 90s?
No,
Okay.
you don't get to crank 90s.
All right. That was a Fortnite reference. There's probably at least a bunch of you that are like, what? All right.
Don't
so
you see that this show is clearly a Darwin Project reference, you fool?
yes, I understand.
I'm going through a list of like great anime and trying to see if there's anything on here that
Alchemist Brotherhood.
we haven't watched already.
Well, Brotherhood has many seasons, so you can't really watch.
I was
I
just
mean, I
saying,
guess we
like,
could just
I
do
thought
one
we were back on the point of like shows that live up to
Yeah, an
hype.
older show that we haven't actually looked at that might be really good.
Preferably one with only one
Um,
season.
Yes.
And then
So
yeah,
Hey, Jason,
that's
send me the list, Copper.
throw it
I
in
just
the
googled.
throw it in the.
I don't have a list. I googled. So I'm
Gotcha.
looking at multiple things. Some of these though that I would recommend we've already watched or are shows that are continuous running, so there's no like cutoff kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Dragon Ball shows we can't watch because there's
Yeah, there's
way too
so
many episodes.
fucking many.
Things like Hunter x Hunter, which is great, but again has the same problem. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
And other things on here we've watched already and have already recommended to people. So it's kind of a pointless thing. There's no game, no life. Psychopaths.
Wait, is Angel Beats only 12 episodes?
I don't know. Trigun, I know we've watched, and I know Dale doesn't like it. It's a very old show now, so it has issues.
Angel Beats is only 13 episodes. Yeah, I did not know that.
See, the problem with some of the top-rated anime is they're anime that have been going on for goddamn forever.
Yeah.
Because it gives them time to be, really, really connect with people. So they tend to be really long, which makes it hard to. It also makes it really hard to recommend these shows to people because they're so goddamn long.
Yeah, you're not gonna be like.
It's hard to say, hey, you should watch this show. It's only 900 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, feels pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, where do I start? At episode 1. I can't skip any seasons? No, you'll miss shit. Like, they don't recap things. Like, there's no seasons. It's just a continuous show.
Even when watching One Piece, I've skipped like 50 episodes. There's so much that you can skip that you don't need to watch.
Yes, and shows like One Piece or Fairy Tail, for example, they have filler episodes where you can kind of skip through things. Hunter x Hunter has some in it as well. But again, it's
anime with more than 100 episodes has filler in it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That
That
more than 50,
100%
even.
happens.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has filler in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not as much as.
Not as much. Full Metal Alchemist has filler in it.
Yeah, a lot of it. A good amount of that in there. Yeah. I'm also trying to avoid certain like styles. Like I'm trying to avoid isekais. We don't need more of them.
Please God, no. Send no more.
You don't need to watch Devil as a part-timer.
More like Issa, no,
no.
please. That was a terrible pun. It was punishing. Nothing.
Wow, this is. And I'm also trying to avoid stuff like, say, High School DxD because I know that's not going to go over well, right?
No,
probably not.
Wow. This is. There is Black Lagoon.
What's that about?
So this is an older show.
Also, we have one more week, so if we kind of don't really lock something down, you guys have a week to ponder and plot against me. So you can keep that in mind. We don't have to lock anything down yet. And even if we have to skip a couple weeks of that while we're plotting, then, it's whatever.
Yes. If I remember correctly, this is also from the same people who did Bebop. And it's animated by Madhouse.
Okay, what is this show called?
Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon. Why can't there be a dark mode for Internet Explorer? I'm not using Internet Explorer, but you know what I mean. Firefox.
Oh, you use Firefox? I use Chrome.
Well, Chrome, I did use Chrome for a long time. It's much more hard on the CPU.
It's harder on the CPU, yeah.
Yeah, Firefox is a lot easier. Okay, I see photos of Black Lagoon. What's it about?
See if I can get a synopsis here. This is actual what it's about. Okay, so the plot. The story follows a team of pirate mercenaries known as Lagoon Company that smuggles goods in and around the seas of South Asia in the early to mid 90s.
Got it.
Their base of operations is located in a fictional harbor city. The city itself is home to the Japanese Yakuza, the Chinese Triad, the Russian Mafia, Colombian Cartel, Italian Mafia, wide assortment of pickpockets, thugs, mercenaries, thieves, prostitutes, assassins, gunmen.
So it's a lot of people.
It's a haven of crime.
Makes sense to me.
There's also a large refugee population in the city due to a communist takeover of Vietnam. So the Lagoon Company transports goods of various clients using their boat, which is called the Black Lagoon. It is a particularly friendly relationship with a Russian crime syndicate. The team takes on a variety of missions. Many involve firefights, hand-to-hand combat, nautical battles. When they're not working, the members of the company spend much of their downtime at the Yellow Flag bar. So it basically follows this group of mercenaries around as they try to do work in this type of overly complex crime environment. I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
Okay. That doesn't sound terrible.
So because it's Madhouse, I can guarantee you it will be really pretty to look at.
Got it.
Fun fact, this is one of the first shows that I was recommended, and I never ended up watching it.
Really?
Have you seen it, Copper?
I've seen a couple of episodes and some clips and stuff.
Got it.
But I haven't seen it all the way through. Log Horizon, I can't have us watch. It's a great show, but it is 100% an isekai.
Uh-huh.
There is Spice and Wolf, which apparently is supposed to be super great.
Now, is there only one
very-
one season of Black Lagoon?
I believe they did a second. Yes, there is a second season of Black Lagoon, so we'll be covering the first. Or if we want to cover the whole thing, we can, because both seasons are only like 12 episodes, which would take us through.
Why don't we commit to one season, and then if we
Yes.
decide it's
We can
worth
cover
our
the
time,
second.
we do
Sure.
the second, because
Yeah.
I think it would have been terrible if we committed to Vinland Saga for a season, and then at the end of it, we were just burnt out, and then we
Yeah.
had
We're like,
already
well, we're
committed to 12 more episodes.
Yes.
So let's go watch the next 12. Oh,
Because also, like, regardless of if a show is good or not, there's a lot of times where it can just be dense.
yes.
And I feel like Black
And-
Lagoon might be one of those kinds of shows.
Yeah, sometimes you need to take like step back and take a break from a show just because it is like overly dense or overly complex emotionally, stuff like that. Like there's
It's
a
the
few
same
shows
thing.
that are like that.
Like there's shows like The Office or Always Sunny in Philadelphia or Parks and Rec where I can watch it on like another monitor and not care. And then there's
Yeah.
shows like Game of Thrones pre-season 7 and The Witcher where I have to watch it on one screen with no distractions and
Yeah, you
like
need to
there's
pay
just
attention.
there's
Yeah.
more that you need to take in for it. So
Uh-huh.
it's more draining, like emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, this might be one of those shows where you kind of have to pay attention.
Yeah, you got to look at it and pay attention to the details in the background because I mean that's kind of how Bebop is.
Yeah.
But that's because this was from an era where they put all of those details in all the time.
Yeah.
So.
And given who's making the show, I kind of expect a lot of the same thing. Like I expect it to be, dense story wise, with a lot of
This was
plot threads
one of
running
the
through.
First shows that was recommended to me whenever I posted on forums saying I like Cowboy Bebop. I want to find other shows. Like
Yeah.
that's one of my top shows, and people were like, "Have you seen Black Lagoon?" Yes, no. I was like, "All right, go watch Black Lagoon."
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I have hopes.
All right.
So we're watching this week. We're gonna watch Agretsuko and the final episode of Vinland Saga.
Yep.
Which
We're
I
gonna
hope
do-
is good.
We're going to do 4 of Agretsuko, right? Do we want to?
Agretsuko.
They're short.
How long are the episodes again?
15 minutes?
15? Yeah, we have to
Maybe-
do 4 then for sure.
Yeah, no, that's fun. I just want to make sure we're all on the same
I
page.
don't know. I know I like
Yeah.
the show, so I'm curious to see.
I hope I like it.
I think it's really good.
I recommended it to you because I thought you'd like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about where you would sit on this, Comfy. Like, I know why I don't like this show, but
We'll discuss
I-
that
I'm
next
curious
week.
about this.
From what I know about it, I could lie either way. It's all dependent on how it's done.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious as to what Copper hates about it. We'll get there.
There's a
next week.
list.
There's
There's
a
a
list.
list.
So
There's a
Comfy
list,
is
yeah.
going to be the swing vote. So are you team Vengeance or team Copper? Let us know. Hashtag team whichever. Don't
Let
please
us
don't
let
do
us
that.
know in the comments.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Totally.
There will be comments. This does actually appear somewhere people put
I
comments.
mean,
and
you
things.
can put comments. Yeah. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. It'd be great. Very helpful.
Leave a review on Spotify.
Or, just drop a comment on YouTube.
Can you review on
um,
Spotify?
I think you can rate.
Yeah. Oh, I never tried.
You
Anywho,
should like, follow, and subscribe.
do all the things.
And send my PayPal $20.
Uh, sure.
You know
Why
what?
not?
What show I'd love them to bring back as well as a game? Metabots.
What? Metabots?
Metabots.
I do like
know-
robots. I have not seen Metabots, but I remember seeing like, I think that came out when I was late middle school, early high school, and I think I had a cousin who liked Metabots. I was like, what the hell are those? He's like, they're Metabots. I was like, oh, that's neat. I like
they're-
robots.
You probably would have loved the games of this because
Uh-huh.
the games are a lot like Pokemon, where you're collecting different parts, but instead of a Pokemon, you collect parts of robots, so you can build either the whole thing or switch parts out.
So you
Kinda
do,
customize
do you
stuff.
kill robots and then salvage their corpse?
You get parts for them, yeah, when you battle other people.
Okay.
And you can buy parts and stuff like that. They were
Neat.
very interesting, like deeper strategy, Pokemon style type of games. So I'd love them to bring back. The reason I mentioned it's just on the list of stuff I was going through.
Got it. Okay.
Nice.
It's always it's very interesting to me, and they never really did super much with it. All right, so we have our show for next time. We have our show for after Vinland Saga, which we hope is good. God,
Yeah.
I hope they don't ruin the show at the end. It always makes
Are
me.
you actually worried about it? I don't know. We'll see.
If it's only 20 minutes, I don't think they have enough time to wrap
Right,
things
wrap
up
everything
properly,
up,
right?
yeah.
I don't want them to rush through just because they're worried about not getting a second season.
Yeah, it might be a little
Especially-
tricky.
I'm not
Especially where they said they have to
worried.
change the ending to make sure it fits in there. Like that has me worried.
Yeah, I maybe hopefully it'll be a longer episode. We'll see.
Yeah. So
'Cause, like,
I'm
if
hoping
they-
it goes well.
If they just send Thorfinn back, if he just goes home and that wraps up his storyline, I mean that's cool.
It's also kind of super anticlimactic though. Like,
that is a
it's-
little bit anticlimactic, but like at the same time, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of
There's
things
a
that
lot
could
of
go
loose-
right.
there's
and
a lot of
of things that
things.
could go. There's so many plot threads
Yeah,
here.
you got the whole thing where Canute wants to overthrow his father, and then Canute,
Yeah.
or not Canute, but Askeladd wants to like.
I wish
also
they
do
just
that.
gotten okayed for a second season so they could just bring things to a head and then
Right.
just kind of go, now you gotta wait.
Yeah,
And as much as I hate that, at least I know there's another season coming, right? Like it's the same thing. Like
hmm
I know I've got another season of Mandalorian coming. I know I've got another season of
I
The Witcher
cannot
coming.
fucking wait for the next season of Mandalorian.
I
Holy
can't wait
shit!
until you hit stop recording, and I'm just gonna ask a stupid spoiler question.
Wait, what now?
When you hit stop recording, then people won't be able to hear me.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't want to drop a spoiler while we're
oh, not on the
recording.
podcast. I mean, it'll still be
Yeah.
in my stream. So, like, if you guys are hanging out and you don't,
I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm not gonna be a dick. I was
Yeah.
I was
You
gonna
sure?
ask a meme question that I've
Ah.
just been asking everybody to piss them off.
okay,
So
gotcha.
But yeah, so and I don't think we had much else going on this week. I mean, we
it
played
was
board
Christmas,
games.
My house flooded.
Christmas, Coffee's house flooded because he
That
lives in a
sucks.
place where it doesn't freeze.
I live in a place where it doesn't rain most of, like maybe 7 days a year.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
that's
what I'm
true.
gonna be doing this week.
You guys don't get a lot of rain there, eh?
No, we really don't.
I will be doing some Destiny stuff. I'm gonna try to push for Legend. Maybe I can get that done this week. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, it is the 29th, so it will be a new year by the time we come back. So,
Yep.
anybody have
Yo,
plans
it's
for
last
New
2.5 weeks of the decade.
What a
Do I have
what a
New Year's
shitty
plans?
episode to end on.
I know, right? Wait, why is it shitty? Oh, because we hated the
It's like-
show, and then Vinland was kind of boring. It's well,
Yeah.
not boring, but
Doc.
It's like not a lot happened in Vinland. There
yeah.
wasn't much going on this week because of Christmas. No games came out.
It's been
There's
slow.
there's
This
shows
is-
to talk about, but
This
there-
is the slowest week of the year.
yeah, it
The-
really is
the
for
days
everything.
Between Christmas and New Year's Eve are the slowest days of the
Yeah.
year.
For like
nothing
Nothing
happens.
gets yeah,
Half
nothing
the
gets
people don't go
released.
into work at all.
Yeah, and that's half the people who are working.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like
because
most
big
major
corporations
companies-
are
Yeah.
done. Like they finished like last week, and these 2 weeks are nothing. If not the 3 weeks, like they do 1 week in the start of December, and then they're kind of done until January.
the U.S. is a little different than a lot of other countries in the sense that doesn't work exactly how you would hope here, but usually like the days still line up that you get a hefty break the week of
Yeah.
or the week before Christmas and New Year's.
Well, when I used to work for
a lot of European countries, they just give you the month off.
Yeah. Well,
So,
like when I used to work for the big corporation that I worked with,
yeah.
like we worked during December. Like this, you didn't have time off unless you actually took time off, right? Like the only days you got off were Christmas and New Year's. But no work was done. Like everybody had long since phoned out by the time like it got to this week. Like half the people didn't go into work. The people who did show up, most of them took half days and just kind of went home. And there's nothing to do, right? Like because you're dealing with so many vendors and so many other businesses that are doing the same shit. There's no way to get anything done because there's nobody to do business with. So everybody's like, go away.
Yeah.
Like we'll get to it in January. Go.
So, you guys doing anything fun for New Year's?
No.
I don't have any plans currently. But I also haven't asked the girlfriend about what she wants to do yet. So
Are you talking New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We don't really do anything for New Year's Day.
I
New
don't-
Year's Day here is nothing's open.
Yeah,
So
New
there's
Year's
literally
Day
nothing
is-
to
what
do.
Is that the Rose Parade?
I don't know. I don't live in your country.
It's
The Rose Parade? I don't.
Pasadena thing. It's a
I don't
parade.
know.
Have you not seen B Movie?
No, actually.
Okay, I don't know why B Movie is coming up so much for me this year.
Probably because you have a bunch of bees outside your house.
Yes, but that does. Why are there bees though? Did
I
the
don't-
bees show up because I was talking about B Movie, or did B Movie show up because I had bees?
Or
Probably the second one.
I don't know. It doesn't. Okay.
Or
So-
you're a strange fan of Jerry Seinfeld, which you shouldn't be.
There's a large parade every year, New Year's in Pasadena, where they do. It's called the Rose Parade, and they just all of the floats are made of roses and flowers. And it was one of the plots of B Movie that because bees got lazy and they got all their honey back, they didn't have to pollinate flowers, so there weren't enough flowers for the Rose Parade. It's such a specific subset of things.
This sounds like a great movie, and I can't wait to watch it. That's
Really
not
don't.
true.
We
I'm
watch
not going
B
to.
Movie as one of our episodes.
No.
No, get out of here.
100%
Get
not
out of here.
anime.
It's definitely
and
not.
it's not even a good animated movie.
What are you saying that Jerry Seinfeld saying you like jazz isn't peak?
Jerry Seinfeld is a hack.
I mean, yeah.
Dale just made a face.
I don't care. I'm unopinionated. I've never really watched Seinfeld.
I'm of the age where he was everywhere for like a decade and a half, and
I mean, he still does stuff.
See,
he still does stuff, but it's not to the point where it was like, you know how zombies got oversaturated like a few years back in video games, and then you're like, oh my god, go away. That's Jerry Seinfeld.
I love zombie games, though. I did not get sick of them, to be honest. That's just
Did
me.
you ever play Contagion?
Contagion? Isn't that the? No, is that the one where it's like you just out spreading up? Isn't that a mobile game where you just kind of spread a playground?
No. So Contagion is a PC first-person shooter zombie game, but it's like ultra realistic, with big quotes around that because it's an indie game, so it doesn't look amazing.
Okay.
But it plays off of you have very limited bullets. If you do not hit the zombies in the head, they do not die, and any sound that you make will attract zombies. So if you shoot, you can really screw yourself over.
Got it.
And it's like a 4-player, like team-based, like spawn in this area. The map is a little bit randomized. You need to find keys to advance to areas, get better weapons, and move out.
That sounds kind of fun.
I think I have.
There's also
is it on Steam?
Is it World War Z that just released their horde mode?
I would be down to play. I don't have World War Z. I'd be down.
I don't either. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, me too.
It looked interesting. I saw a couple streams of it. It looks like there's a lot. Like it's like a horde. Like it's actually like a horde of zombies. Like it's interesting.
Did you guys ever play Dead Island?
No, it never looked.
Okay,
So
Dead
fun
Dead
fact,
Island is fun.
I just pulled up Contagion. on Steam to see if I could install it.
Uh-huh.
Today they just put out their 2.1 update, which is like a massive. They just came out of beta today.
Oh no. How old is the game though? How long has it been in beta?
I mean, Fortnite's still in beta.
4
That's
years.
true. Hey, Fortnite's in alpha.
Whatever.
Early
No, I
access.
think-
Quote,
Doesn't
early
matter.
access
Yeah.
testing.
Yes. But
And
the
if
reason they
anybody-
do that, and Contagion might be doing the same thing, is to avoid fees, right, for
Right.
updating.
Well, Contagion's PC only, so it doesn't deal with those fees.
Yeah.
But console games do.
Yeah.
So they added 4 maps. They added a bunch of they added a lot of stuff. Holy crap.
Yeah, that doesn't really apply to PC games. Anyway,
No.
how much is it
Yeah.
on Steam?
It's probably like $15. Let me see.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
something that
Steam,
you should
I
like,
think
check
Steam
out
is
'cause-
Steam is probably still doing their sale thing too.
I don't know.
$2.49.
Oh, I could.
Okay.
I don't know. I could probably afford to buy that if we
I
want to
don't
like.
know. It seems really expensive.
I
if
don't
you ask
know.
me.
That sounds like a fun time. It's probably terrible, but I'd be willing to try it because I love zombie games. Anyway, Dead Island
you
is
lied to
very
me. It's
fun.
$2.74.
I'm
I-
so sorry.
I
You
really
fool.
like-
You Canadian fool. You've been bamboozled, deceived, backstabbed.
I do really like zombie games.
That's why I think you would like this game. And this is also a game that I really like playing with people, but you need to get people to play it with you.
Right.
Speaking
Yeah.
of games you need to get people to play with you, hey, have you guys installed Deceit yet?
I will install
No.
Deceit.
I still don't know what that is.
You said it pretty well. It's like Werewolf.
Seat free to play. Let's see.
It's like Werewolf Day-Night Cycles.
All right, I
you
have
to
added
vote
Contagion
people
to
out.
the cart for a whole $2.50. I can
I
probably
did not
pull
think it
that
was
off.
going to be that cheap on sale right now.
Wait, how much is
Well,
Dead
this-
Island
The
right now?
sale that's going on is actually really good.
That's
Is-
what I've heard, but like to be fair, I haven't really participated in a Steam sale since 2013 because they've all been kind of garbage since then.
Dead Island Riptide Definitive Edition. Yeah, it's $5
Yeah.
right now.
It always depends on what's on sale, right? That's the big thing. Because there's so many games on Steam that there's never a guarantee that you're going to find something good.
Witcher 3
wow.
The Wild Hunt is available for $12.
Yeah, the whole Witcher series is on for really, really cheap. Moonlighter is also under
I think I got
$10.
Witcher 2 for $2.
Yeah, the first one's like $1.50, if that. The second one's like $2. Third one's 12. Like it's really good.
How much is Just Cause selling for right now? Would anybody
Oh,
like to
no.
guess the price of Just Cause 3?
$18.52. Wait, hold on.
$5.
No.
$2.99.
Well, yeah, but Dale cheated
How do you know?
because I literally heard you stop to go search it up.
He heard you clickety click.
I didn't hear him click. I heard him go, is it, wait, 1 sec. And then just stop talking. Yeah, Just Cause 3 is $3. That is a full AAA title with a lot of content. So,
Oh, Jump Force, however, is only half off at $30 still.
man, that game I've heard
Oh,
nothing
man.
but terrible reviews about.
I know. I kind of want to play it for the joke to have people be like, "Who's this anime character? Who's this anime character?"
Have
but
you
I
seen the
don't-
Master Chief mod
I
that
don't
somebody
want
made?
to pay $30 for it. Is the thing.
Dale, have you
No, I
seen the
wouldn't-
Master Chief
I
mod
wouldn't pay
someone made for
$30
Jump
for it.
Force?
No.
So they straight up modded in custom skin, custom animations, custom audio lines, and custom finishing moves for Master Chief in
That-
Jump Force.
That's
I
amazing.
need to find this video for you. 'cause
Okay, that sounds fun. But yeah, no,
It's-
I would love to.
the-
I would love to just.
The Banner Saga is
Yeah.
on sale for $5. That's not
I
bad
played
at
the
all.
first one. It's pretty fun. See, I already have too many games, and I don't play them all because I don't have time.
Football's on sale.
I need more time for video games.
Don't we all?
There are so many good games that are out right now, and there's more stuff coming soon. That
Honestly, the only thing I'm looking forward to coming right now is like Temtem.
Me.
I've kind of already established that I'm probably not going to buy Iceborne, at least not right away, because it's just like, I don't know, man. I got some other shit to do. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
I still
I
need
do
to
know-
catch up on with. I need to talk to like 3 people about catching up in Monster Hunter because I haven't done any of the DLC content.
Yeah.
Uh,
I part of me is like, yes, I would love to, but then part of me is just like, I know I won't. So
I mean, the update content, yeah. I know Seth's has just restarted for Monster Hunter.
Steph's just got it on PC.
Yeah.
I need
And
to
he
go
was like,
through all of the empty
for the
monsters
longest time,
and
was like,
see
I'm
what
not doing it, not doing it. And
else. Oh, you know what? I want to get Boneworks, the VR game. Have you guys seen that?
no, I don't really pay attention to VR ones.
oh, Risk of Rain
like
2
the
is on
first
sale.
full
$15.
VR game that's come out. Like it's one of the first like full ones. It's like, hey, we built an entire working physics system, and like we made it for this game, and we just want you to play around with it and have fun. And then they built a full storyline with it. And it came out like 2.5 weeks ago. And then, oh man, Half-Life. I can't wait for Half-Life. Also, hey guys, if you don't own it yet, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is available for $40 on Steam. It's discounted 35% off. It's also Game of the Year for a reason.
Yes, I do not have
We should all play Raft.
Raft.
Have you heard about Raft?
No.
No.
So you and all of your teammates or whatever on your server are on a raft in the middle of water, and all you have is a hook on a rope. And you need to basically like just pull in wood and random scrap and build a larger raft. And
As
then
you
just
go.
like
Oh no.
you just expand the raft and keep going.
That's
And then
amazing.
you like run into islands and you need to like jump off and grab stuff before your raft floats away, and you have to deal with sharks and stuff. It's just it's a shenanigans game.
Sure.
But I like Shark.
Sharks.
I can't believe Iceborne costs more than Monster Hunter World does.
Well, Iceborne is new. I mean,
Yeah, but the Monster Hunter World is like $30 and Iceborne's like $40. It's like, okay.
it has. It's basically a sequel. There's that much content in it. Like, it's ridiculous the amount of content they put in that DLC.
Yeah, I need to get
It really is like they were building a full sequel. Then it might, let's just make it a DLC and just keep everything in it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it seems like. So,
Yeah,
which is actually really cool.
I did get to play it. It was very fun. They added new moves to my spinny stick.
I'm actually looking at the tabletop simulator stuff, like the official like DLC stuff for it,
Yeah.
not the workshop stuff, because it's also on sale.
What?
Code Vein is listed twice.
Ooh.
Hey, remember when this was an anime podcast and not a browsing Steam for deals
No,
podcast?
no. Look, even since the intro does talk about, even we rambled about video games at the end.
We mentioned very quickly that we.
Yes, we do ramble about video games at the end of the podcast. You know what else we do at the end of the podcast?
End of the podcast?
We end the podcast. Comfy, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at twitter.com/Copperlion Designs and Copperlion Art.
God damn it.
And you can find me at mixer.com/Mr. Vengeance.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, you can find Comfy in these places.
He does exist there sometimes
You
at
can?
least.
Oh my gosh, dude, I show up on your Instagram all the time.
I need to post to my Instagram more often. Goddamn, I am so bad at posting to
How
social
often do
media.
I don't post Instagram at all, ever. I'm so bad.
I should be. It's for me. It's advertising. Like, I should be doing this.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at it.
I mean, I do it every.
Mixer.com/Confimus, Twitter Confimus, Instagram Confimus.
Yeah.
Internet Confimus.
Yeah. Welcome to the
Just-
Butchered Outros once
just-
again podcast. Copper, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at MrVengeance.com.
That's not even a thing.
I know it's not.
MrVengeance.tv.
God damn it.
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, MrVengeance.com does not exist. Can't confirm. Yeah.
That's surprising that Dale hasn't taken his own
Wait,
website.
no.
Also find me at
no, that's not true.
TabletopSimulatorKing.com. Thank you.
That is Dice Daddy. Thank you.
Dice Daddy,
He is
my
Dice
bad.
Daddy. He's Dice Daddy when we play board games.
But yeah, you can find me at Copperlion Art and Copperlion Designs on Instagram and Twitter, respectively, or copperliondesigns.com if you're looking for work. Yeah, it's me. And Dale, I assume they can find you on Mixer.
They can find me on mixer.com/Comfimus and
Had to
at
make sure.
And
Twitter.
remember, when you get to Dale's channel, swipe right.
Is that the good one? I don't know. I don't.
Yes, that's a good one.
Okay, so swiping right means you DTF. Got it. I don't do Tinder.
Yeah,
would
I
hope
did.
not.
I did. It was great.
I mean, I've been in a committed relationship
let's-
since before Tinder was invented. Anyway, also at
Let's not
Twitter
go
and
into Comfy's
Instagram
dating
at
history, shall we?
underscore
not.
Mr. Vengeance. All right. So thanks for listening. Next week is going to be the first 4 episodes of Agretsuko and the season finale of Vinland Saga. Very excited for Vinland Saga. Hopefully it ends on a high note. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. Like we mentioned earlier, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and wherever. And, if you find us on social medias, let us know what you think and where you found us. All right. You guys all have good nights. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.